Sometimes the most powerful emotions come when we least expect them. It's as if the depth of your soul speaks directly to mine, and in those moments, I am overwhelmed with feelings I can't fully express. You've touched parts of me that I didn't even know existed. It's incredible how a single look, a simple word, or an unexpected gesture from you can shake the very foundation of my heart. The way you understand me, often without me saying a word, makes me feel vulnerable and exposed in the most beautiful way. I never realized how fragile I could be until I met you. In the presence of your words, I feel seen in a way that makes me question everything I thought I knew about myself. You make me feel both strong and delicate, like a contradiction that is impossible to resolve. In your eyes, I see my own reflection, and sometimes it breaks me. The love, the care, the tenderness that shines through in everything you do. It's like a wave crashing over me, leaving me speechless, lost in emotions I can't control. There are moments when I find myself paralyzed by the weight of my feelings for you. It's as if your presence alone stirs a storm inside me, and I can't find the words to describe how deeply your love affects me, both in joy and sorrow. It's strange how your love has the power to break me down and build me up all at once. I find myself caught between wanting to hold on to you forever and fearing that I might lose myself in the process. But no matter what, I can't walk away. The silence between us can be more deafening than any words. In those moments when we don't speak, I can feel the weight of everything unsaid, and it pulls at my heart, making it harder to breathe, harder to keep my composure. You've shown me that love doesn't always come wrapped in comfort. Sometimes it's sharp, like a blade that cuts through everything I've known. But in that pain, I find growth, and in that growth, I I find a deeper understanding of who I am and who I want to be with you. There are days when I question everything, when the doubts creep in, and yet there you are, making me believe that the world is still full of beauty. It's amazing how you've turned my world upside down, reminding me that love is the most fragile and powerful thing. Your words resonate like a song in my soul, lingering long after they've been spoken. It's as if you know exactly what to say to crack open my heart, to make me feel things I thought I was capable of only in dreams. There are moments when the world feels too heavy, and it's in those times that your presence is the only thing that can make it feel lighter. You have a way of making the chaos in my mind feel like peace, and in that peace, I find myself vulnerable to your touch. I never imagined that someone could see me so completely, with all my flaws and weaknesses, and still choose to love me. But here you are, showing me that love isn't about perfection. It's about acceptance, growth, and the willingness to embrace everything we are together. Sometimes I wish I could capture the way you make me feel in a bottle, so that I could take a sip whenever the world gets too much. But even then, I know that no matter how hard I try, I could never truly recreate the magic you bring into my life every single day. The way you look at me sometimes makes me feel like I'm the only person in the world who matters. It's both humbling and overwhelming to realize that someone can see you so deeply, can touch parts of you no one else has ever known. I've learned that it's okay to break down, to cry, to be vulnerable. But the hardest part isn't the tears. It's the realization that you've shown me a love so profound that it has the power to unravel everything I thought I understood about myself. When you're near, I'm constantly torn between wanting to stay strong and wanting to fall apart in your arms. It's a delicate balance, one that you make feel safe enough to embrace, even when the fear of losing myself looms over me. You've changed me in ways I never saw coming. The way you speak to me, the way you love me, it makes me feel like I'm both the strongest and most fragile version of myself. In your presence, I discover depths of emotion that I never knew existed. I often find myself lost in thoughts of you, wondering how you manage to unlock parts of me that I thought were closed off forever. It's as if you've become the key to my heart, and with every touch, every word, you continue to unlock more than I ever thought possible. There's a vulnerability that comes with loving you, a rawness that leaves me exposed in ways I've never been before. But even in that exposure, I find a strength I didn't know I had, because your love gives me the courage to face every fear I've ever known. I've learned that it's okay to break down, to cry, to be vulnerable. But the hardest part isn't the tears. It's the realization that you've shown me a love so profound that it has the power to unravel everything I thought I understood about myself. When you're near, I'm constantly torn between wanting to stay strong and wanting to fall apart in your arms. It's a delicate balance, one that you make feel safe enough to embrace, even when the fear of losing myself looms over me. You've changed me in ways I never saw coming. The way you speak to me, the way you love me, it makes me feel like I'm both the strongest and most fragile version of myself. In your presence, I discover depths of emotion that I never knew existed. I often find myself lost in thoughts of you, wondering how you manage to unlock parts of me that I thought were closed off forever. It's as if you've become the key to my heart, and with every touch, every word, you continue to unlock more than I ever thought possible. There's a vulnerability that comes with loving you, a rawness that leaves me exposed in ways I've never been before. But even in that exposure, I find a strength I didn't know I had, because your love gives me the courage to face every fear I've ever known. You make me feel like I'm the most important thing in the world. The way you see me, truly see me, is something I never thought I deserved. And yet here I am, falling deeper in love with you every time our eyes meet. It's hard to express how much you've changed the way I view myself. You've made me realize that the strength I thought I lacked was always there, hidden beneath the surface, waiting for the right person to help me uncover it. There are days when I feel like I'm drowning in emotions I can't control, and then you're there, offering me a lifeline. It's in those moments that I realize how much you've become a part of me, not just in my thoughts, but in my very being. You've shown me that love is not just about the good times, it's about weathering the storms together. And as I stand beside you through every challenge, I realize that it's not the absence of pain that makes love strong. It's the presence of understanding and support. When I look at you, I see not just the person you are today, but the person you've helped me become. You've brought out a version of myself I didn't know existed, and in doing so, you've shown me how powerful love can truly be. There are times when I don't have the words to describe what you do to me, but even in silence, the way you hold me, the way you look at me, speaks volumes. It's as if your soul is speaking directly to mine, and that connection is more profound than anything I could ever put into words. Sometimes I don't know if I'm ready for the intensity of my feelings for you, but every time I try to hold them back, they overflow, reminding me that the love I feel for you is both my greatest strength and my greatest vulnerability. There's a beauty in the way you make me feel, even in my most broken moments. You never ask me to be perfect, but you always encourage me to be the best version of myself. And that, more than anything, is why I find myself falling deeper for you every day. It's hard to express how much you've shaped my understanding of love. You've shown me that it's not about grand gestures or perfect moments, It's about the quiet, everyday acts of kindness, the little things that make my heart swell every time you're near. You've taught me that love isn't about avoiding pain, it's about embracing it, learning from it, and growing stronger because of it. And in that growth, I find myself more deeply connected to you than I ever thought possible. There are moments when the weight of my emotions overwhelms me, but then I see you and everything feels right again. It's like you have the power to calm the storm inside me, to remind me that no matter how hard life gets, we will face it together. You've opened my eyes to a new kind of love, one that isn't just about feeling good, but about being real, raw, and vulnerable with each other. It's a love that challenges me, breaks me down, and builds me up all at once. I often find myself wondering how I got so lucky to have you in my life. It's as if the universe conspired to bring us together, and now, with every moment we share, I feel more and more grateful for the way you've changed my life.